After popular demand, I have returned.
And that is correct, I have, and as you can see, I bought an 8-track player on the hiatus. Actually, I've been working quite a bit. I've been doing a huge video. It's almost 2 hours long now. I keep procrastinating, but hopefully I can get it out before the end of the year. Aiming for like December 1st, but that probably won't happen. Best case scenario, December 1st. Worst case scenario, Valentine's Day. I said I was planning on getting it out from the time span of like Halloween to New Year's Day, but now I've decided I'd separate it into parts because the video is way longer than I thought it would ever be. Anyway, let's get to the point why you're here. Macy Today Parade Mishaps. I was going to make a part 3 last year, but I procrastinated it, and here we are finishing it up now. These are 2 of my most viewed videos ever. I just want to say thank you for all the people who have subscribed and watched those. The support is immeasurable. I love reading the comments. They're either people who are actually interested, old people, or kids who are under the age of 9 and don't know what a joke is. Either way, that's all I really got to say about that. I'll hop into it, but there are a few people saying I got stuff wrong, and really what happened is I rephrased them wrong or got a minor detail off, like how this cat balloon I said was a Felix the cat balloon because it looks like him, but apparently it's not. Stuff like that, just people being like this picture. All I gotta say, let's hop into where we left off, which I think was in 98. Okay, before a bunch of nerds come in the comments and say I'm wrong, it was actually 1997. And that's where we'll begin, with actually probably the reason why I started making this series to begin with. Definitely probably the most well-known mishap out of like the entire 95 years of this thing being a thing. And it's the Barney balloon incident. We've all probably seen the video. I'll put a clip of it right now. But basically what happened was a strong wind happened that day. It knocked over a really hit a Barney balloon, which is really expensive. Hit a lamp pole and busted onto the ground. Stuff like this has happened years and years before this, but the video online that you probably have seen this from is like 20 million views. So it ain't really that special, but it's probably the most iconic of these. 1997 was probably the worst year for the parade ever. Okay, besides that one probably being the most iconic, the same year a Cat in the Hat balloon also hit a street lamp, but it didn't hit like the metal part of it. It hit the light and a window, I believe. So it just sprayed shrapnel onto a dozen or so people, almost killing some. Like, that's terrible. I wouldn't make a cheesy joke, but I don't really feel like it, because my eyes hurt, my head hurt, and I'm making this video so I can hopefully gain some viewers back. As a similar incident happened like in 1963 or 1973, I don't really remember when, a Rocky the Squirrel balloon was accidentally stepped on while in a warehouse. Like, I think happened to the Donald balloon in like 73 or 63. How in the world do you step on a balloon? You had to do that on purpose? You had to do that on purpose. So, like, bigger than most people's houses, how do you accidentally step on it? As the first entry back in part 1 said, the oldest running balloon, I think, or it's been in every parade since, the Turkey Gobbler balloon has another infamous incident. This time, on Thanksgiving of 2003, it was really hot in New York, which I wasn't alive in 2003, so I'm not really sure. I can't really confirm that. But either way, the sun got into the helium, or the heat touched the helium, and I don't know if you know this, I'm guessing all of you passed 4th grade science, heat causes things to expand. And when you have something in a compact area like that, and something expands, it causes to... In an insane twist of irony, in 2004, a SpongeBob balloon got ripped near the pants area of the balloon. That's just very ironic because, well, I don't think I need to explain the joke, but I think all of you get it. Either way, it actually has a good reason for this one too, Pop. It was the first square balloon that they ever made, and unlike a circular balloon or a cylindrical balloon, almost every point is like equal on it, so it like limits the chance of it exploding. With a square, there are points which are like which have a lot of pressure in them, making it hard to like equal it out. In another big twist of irony, a Charlie Brown and football balloon fell backwards on itself in the midst of the 2004 parade as well. Again, I'm not explaining the joke. The joke writes itself. A Charlie Brown balloon that came with a football flipped back on itself in the midst of the parade. A lot of other odds and ends of incidents happened in the rest of the 2000s, but they're really minuscule and don't really add to the video if I bring them up. But the next really bad incident happened in 2012 when an Uncle Sam balloon, keep in mind Uncle Sam looks like this, burst and hit the ground. I don't think I have to explain why this is pretty terrible to air like on live TV in front of like a really patriotic nation, and to be a parade mainly aimed at like really conservative people. But it was a pretty bad incident. Remember when you were like 7 and you got like a kite or a balloon or something got caught in a tree? Well, your kite or balloon that you probably had in the air was less than a foot tall. Well, somehow a Jet Super Wings balloon, an 80-foot tall balloon, got caught in a tree and had to be taken down in the 2017 parade. An 80-foot balloon. What tree was this? The Macy's Parade fan wiki doesn't go into detail about what tree it was, but it says it was a tree. What was it? Okay, we're about to reach the end. The last year that I want to touch will be the year prior because the parade hasn't happened for 2023 yet, so I'll talk about 2022. In 2022, they started to make Macy's Parade NFTs. Yuck. And finally, we reached 2022 with the most recent parade. I might talk about any incidents that happened this year, like maybe recorded over the weekend, but who knows for sure. But to talk about the actual parade last year, only 2 main incidents happened. None really that special, but I'll just talk about them so I can end off saying what happened this year. So to begin, a Pillsbury Doughboy balloon, which has been used since 2009, lost some of its handlers because they fell. One dislocated their elbow, so it had to bring in new handlers to keep carrying it. And also a Striker, the U.S. soccer balloon, I guess what it's called, lost air and had to bring in more escorts to keep it afloat. Pun intended, because they're not floats or balloons. And that is it. Finally, no more people begging me to find part 3. I don't have to worry about this incredibly repetitive series ever again. And I can finally go back to doing my reviewing video, which will hopefully come out around New Year's Eve. Probably not, because I'm a really heavy procrastinator. Tell me what project you'd like to see down in the comments, I guess, because I need something to keep me occupied. And the end.